Hi and welcome back. I'm going to be finishing up my inventory, makeup inventory today. I was going to split eyeshadows into two parts, but stuff happened yesterday and I wasn't able to film. So we're just going to cut through all the eyeshadows today. And I need to repress this one before I show you because it is just going all over the place. Okay, so my first palette is the e.l.f. Bite Size Cream and Sugar palette. This has had 0 uses this year, probably because I got burnt out on it because it was my That palette last year. Next up is my That palette for this year, which is the e.l.f. Bite Size and Truffles. This is where it's at now. This shade has seen 20 uses so far this year. This one has seen 120. This one has had 128. And this one was 129 uses for the year. Next is a spoiler for my Level Up if you don't want to be spoiled. This was my hot jalapeno, the e.l.f. Bite Size hot jalapeno. This one's had 3 uses. This one's had 23 uses, 4 uses, and the dark greens had 3 uses. All of those were while it was my Level Up Level 1. Next we have the e.l.f. Bite Size in Rose Water. I'm not a huge fan of this palette. It's fine, it just kind of clashes with my skin tone a bit. This one has had 1 use, 0 uses, 4 uses to hit pan, and 1 use. This one was in Throwback 30. Next up, also in Throwback 30, is the e.l.f. ICU palette. This is a shade that's in the project and it's had 15 uses. We're trying to finish it before the project ends in July. 1 use, 1 use, and 0 uses. And this whole entire pan is just powder that has fallen out when I open and close this palette. Next up is the Natasha Denona Mini Gold, which is also in Throwback 30, where we're trying to finish the gold shimmer. This one has had 9 uses, 6 uses, 23 uses, 7 uses, and 8 uses. And then we get into the ColourPops, the ColourPop 9 pans. We have the Mar palette, which was in Project Level Up. And this one has had 29 uses, 14 uses, 6 uses, 30 uses, 5 uses, 15 uses, 6 uses, 15 uses, 6 uses, and 29 uses. Thought that was weird, that one was 6. This one has 31 uses because it was in 2 different projects. It was in Level Up with the whole palette, and then that particular shade was in Color Pan to Hit Pan. Next up is ColourPop's Lock It Down. Please ignore my daughter. I have no idea what she's doing. This was also in Color Pan this year. Memento was used 7 times. Off Key 6 times. Par was used 18 times to hit pan. That was the shade that was rolled into Color Pan. Open Book was used 3 times. Togetherness 2 times. Noted 2 times. Keepsake 2 times. These Chains 2 times. And Hide and Peek 2 times. And then we have was squeezed in was the Blend Bunny Trove palette. And none of these were used this year. I did not touch this palette this year. It got lost in the drawer and forgotten. And that needs to change. ColourPop by the Rosé. Sparkling was used 4 times. Picnic Basket 8 times. Over Ice was used once. Sunday Soiree was used 8 times. Cheers Babe was used once. Effervescent was used 6 times. Ripe was not used at all. Sweetness was used once. And Savor It was used 4 times. My That's Taupe palette, which could use some cleaning. Boa was used 3 times. Pebble Beach was not touched. Python was used 3 times. Slated was rolled into Color Pan to hit pan and was used 17 times. Snake Eyes was not touched. Cold Blooded was not touched. Rocksteady was used once. And Constrictor and Bedrock were both not used. Huda Beauty Khaki Haze had been rolled in for No Pan Left Behind, and every shade has only been used once. And the Huda Beauty Nude Light. The Purple Shimmer was used once. The Rose Gold Shimmer was used twice. The Pink Shimmer was used once. And the Dark Pink Shimmer was used once. I can never open this palette without a tool. Carefully try to hold it up, and still falls. This is the Dandelions The Snow Spell. Snow Capped was used 8 times. No So Bright once. Yuletide once. Cardinal's Call once. Slay It was used once. Noble Fur twice. Rosemary once. Dark blue over here is Frostbite, which was used 3 times. Freezing Fog, the broken shade, was used 3 times. Cold Front, which I'll show you in a minute, was used 12 times. That one's in Throwback 30, so it's in a different palette. Sheer Cold was used 7 times. And finally, the Brown Bundled Up was used once. And that cold front is this darker blue shimmer. The rest of these were shown in the singles because they're singles. My last ColourPop palette is the Troublemaker palette. Baddie was used 3 times. Sus was used twice. Younger Self was used once. Wild was used once. Fry Night was used once. Villain Era was rolled into Color Pan to hit pan and was used 9 times. Real was used once. Zero Fs was used once. Kick-Ass was used once. Messy once. Cold Hearted once. And You Love It 4 times. It's over here. Next is my Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped. High Tide was used once. Shall We Dance twice. Sun's Out twice. Nude Beach once. Sun Chaser once. Surfboard once. Shell Yeah 3 times. Butter Pecan once. Golden Hour once. Hey Honey 3 times. So So Hot once. Chai Times twice. Cocoa Glow once. Bonfire Babes twice. Shandy Cheeks once, and Black Sand once. Next up is the Odin's Eye Hella palette. Rebirth was used 8 times. Fluorescence 9 times. Underworld 7 times. Decay 6 times. Golden Bridge 6 times. Moss 6 times. Venom 9 times. Ouroboros was used 5 times. Wolf 6 times. Hella 8 times. Hellfire 7 times. Double Goddess 8 times. Double-sided 12 times. River 12 times. Soot 6 times. And Complete 8 times. This was also a project level up earlier in the year. Next is the Odin's Eye Christmas Eve palette. Snowflake was used 3 times. Ice Crystal 3 times. Silvery Dream once. Nightfall 9 times. Just Now was not used. Snowlight was not used. Christmas Eve 10 times. Blue Ice 21 times. This had been in Throwback 30 last year to hit pan, and those were finished this year. Fleeting Time was not used. Nowhere was not used. Wonderful was used once. Softly was used twice. Lemon Tart was used once. Gorgeous was not used. Night Sky was used 4 times, and Blue Star was used twice. Next we have the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz. Try to keep it from shining too badly on you. I'm just going to go through the ones that were used because most of these were not. So Aura was used once. Cosmic Love was used once. Precious was used once. Energized was used twice. Cherished was used 15 times. Mantra was used once. Serenity twice. Abundance once. Moon Magic twice. Radiate was used 13 times. And that's it for that palette. Give me just a second. Okay. Next is the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. Tulle was used once. Illusion 3 times. Mint Frost 3 times. Bora was used 4 times. Dainty twice. Brisk twice. Adriatic once. Starlit 3 times. Bellini 4 times. Bubble 3 times. Limoncello twice. Duet 3 times. Airy 6 times. Zest 3 times. And Feather twice. Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Atmosphere was used once. Yeah, Atmosphere was used once. Cyanide twice. Ice Gold twice. Mandarin twice. Bronze Age twice. Volcano once. Aubade once. Horizon 5 times. Sundays twice. Terra once. Bermuda once. Morgana 3 times. Panjin once. Igneous 3 times. And Soul once. The Natasha Denona My Dream palette. And just like the other one, this pan is from removing the pan. It just, my magnetic tool just keeps sucking up this color and it's annoying. But the entire pan is from that tool. But this was used twice. Black's Black twice. Aspiration twice. Babies was used once. Unity was used twice. Vision once. Edgy once. Nurture once. And Familia once. Game Beauty's Adventure palette. I'm holding it upside down. Treasure was used, this was in Project Level Up. Treasure was used 22 times. Boss was used 7 times. Stealth 6 times. XP 9 times. Level Up 20 times. Attack 20 times. Dungeon 4 times. Heal 7 times. Maze 5 times. And Ruin 16 times. Next up, we have the Moonspell Volume 2 palette by Lunar Beauty. Agatha was used once, Luna twice, Mildred once, Myrtle once, Misty once, Alex 4 times, Cameron 6 times, Sally 3 times, Jillian twice, Willow twice, Louise once, Zelda 3 times, Hilda 3 times, Grams once, Freya twice, Maggie 3 times, Mel once, Macy 5 times, Queenie twice, and Marie 3 times. There it is. The Adept Cosmetics Arrow Inspired Palette. It's used once, 3 times. This shade was not used. Twice, 3 times. Twice, twice, 3 times, 3 times, 7 times, 6 times, 2 times, 8 times, 3 times, 5 times. The Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette. White Rabbit was used once, Wonderland once, Alice was not touched, Curiouser once, Tea Party once, March Hare once, Twinning 3 times, Lost was not used, Mad Hatter was not used, Caterpillar was used 7 times, Cheshire twice, 10 out of 6 twice, Queen of Hearts once, and Mr. Walrus once. The Unearthly Surrender palette. Seductive was used twice. Bustier was used twice. Mesmerizing once. Surrender 6 times. Radiant once. Chemise 3 times. Corset once. Captivating once. Sensual twice. Intoxicating twice. Generous 3 times. And alluring 3 times. The Blend Bunny Lure palette. Pearl was not used. Across right now. Folklore once. Charmed once. And a bottle was not used. Sailor's Delight once. Storm Ahead. I got hold on. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, Bioluminescent 0, Storm Ahead 0, Seafoam once, Jellyfish 3 times, Lost at Sea twice, Baited twice, Catch Me twice, Pirate's Life once, Mermaid Lagoon once, Seductress twice, Sea Nymph once, Booty 4 times, Explore 3 times, Black Sea once, Uncharted 0, Tentacles 6 times, 332 meters once, X marks the spots 5 times, and the deep 4 times. The Adept Seahorse palette. Courtship was used 6 times. Big Belly once. Tiger Tail 3 times. Giraffe 5 times. Low Crown 3 times. Jayakars twice. Fig Me Thorny 4 times. Tiro twice. False Eye 6 times. Narrow Bellied twice. Long Snout 5 times. Paradoxical twice. Cindo twice. Ponta twice. And Soft Coral twice. The Adept Sumerian Sunset. Moog was used 3 times. 4 Point once. These 2 were not touched. Packlid 4 times. Obsidian Order twice. Praxis twice. Trill twice. USS Defiant twice. This one was not used. Darmok was used once. Jalad was used once. These 2 were not touched. And Delta Quadrant was used once. The Unearthly Devour palette. Gruesome was used twice. Consume 3 times. Demolish 4 times. Instinct once. Carnivore 4 times. Well, that's not right. I went up and down. I put these in wrong. Okay, let's start again. Consume twice. Gruesome twice. Consume 3 times. Demolish 4 times. Instinct once. Carnivore 4 times. Prey 4 times. Ravage twice. Snap 5 times. Devour 3 times. Trap 4 times. Snack, which was in a project to hit pan, has been used 20 times. And Bite once. Next we have the Odin's Eye Merry Christmas. Elf Wish was used 3 times. Matcha Cookies twice. Jingle Bell twice. New Leaf 3 times. Sorry. Snowman twice. Best Wish twice. Christmas Tree twice. New Year 4 times. Little Star twice. Gingerbread twice. Bless 3 times. Poinsettia 5 times. Hot Cocoa twice. All Right 5 times. Happy Ending twice. And Santa Star 3 times. We have the Odin's Eye Hey Reindeer palette. Reindeer was used 4 times. Sleigh was not used. Greetings was used once. Eggnog 4 times. Christmas Ham was in a project to hit pan and was used 7 times. Cider was used once. Wreath once. Holly once. Mistletoe 3 times. Candy canes 4 times. Ivy was not used. Christmas stocking was not used. Bells was not used. Fireplace was used 4 times. Presents twice. And Snow Wish twice. Now the rest of these are all new to this year. These are all palettes that I bought in 2024. First up is the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue palette. Which was in a project for 5 uses on each shade. We had Trickster for 7 uses. Sleight of Hand had 7 uses. Sneak Attack had 9 uses. Deception had 7 uses. Stealth in the middle had 8 uses. Shadows had 8 uses. Subtle had 8 uses. Cunning had 8 uses. And Assassin had 7 uses. Hold on, I just realized I pulled out a single palette. The Unearthly Dreamer palette. Which apparently there was a copyright thing with the name, so she's trying to find a new name to get it under to bring it back. Night Owl was used twice. Float was used 3 times. Imaginary 7 times. Am I doing something again? I did. Night Owl twice. Float 3 times. Imaginary 7 times. Soothe 5 times. Muse 5 times. Fantasy 4 times. Tranquil 3 times. Slumber 14 times. Engulf 5 times. Dream State 7 times. Drift once. And Clouded twice. The Nomad Ireland palette. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names, so I'm just going to tell you the uses. Was 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 2 uses. The Adept Cyborg Choir. Binary Beats was used once. Android Aura twice. Laser Lights once. Voltage Violet 3 times. Maniacal Muse twice. Robo Rose twice. Pixelated Pulse twice. Digital Harmony twice. Cybernetic Spark was used 4 times. Cyber Symphony was used once. Synthetic Soundwave 3 times. 77 3 times. Boring Circuit 5 times. Robotic Fusion twice. And 7 twice. The Lethal Water palette. Agnicella was used twice. Ice dodging once. Penguin sledding once. You once. Kuruk twice. Swamp benders twice. Water whip twice. Spirit Oasis twice. And Wolf Cove twice. The Fire palette. Dancing Dragon twice. Fire Lily once. Imperial City twice. Agni Kai 3 times. Roku twice. Ember Island twice. Sozin's Comet once. Fire Sages twice. And Black Sun twice. The Air palette. Moon Peach was used twice. Air Temple once. Gyatso twice. Egg Custard twice. Aang once. Sky Bison twice. Council of Elders once. Yip Yip once. And Glider twice. And finally the Earth palette. Only one that didn't get brought in the project, so it still has its plastic. Metal bending was used once. 575 was not touched. Lake Laogai was used once. Bossing Se was used once. Kyoshi once. Washi Tong once. Badger Mole, Daili, and Omashu were not used at all. Nomad's Haunted Europe palette. This had been brought in for a No Pan Left Behind. Okay, Mary King's Close was used once. Hoska Castle once. Highgate Cemetery once. Hoyabashu Forest 3 times. Ghost River twice. Bloody Mary once. Boogeyman once. Frankenstein twice. Grendel once. Big Bad Wolf once. Krampus twice. Count Dracula once. Catacombs once. Drogholm Castle twice. Mary Cemetery once. Black Forest 3 times. Braun Castle twice. And Spandu Citadel once. Next up is the Simply Posh Citrus Punch, which I bought for Black Friday. And I have not touched this yet. I just got it in. So this has not even been swatched yet. I literally just got it yesterday. Not yesterday. I got it Saturday. And finally, the Polar Express, which I got before that one, but I forgot to put it in my notebook. And because I forgot to put it in the notebook, I do not have usage tracked on this one yet, although it has been used. I've done a couple of looks with it. It just didn't get tracked because I was bad. So that's it. Now I added them all up, and that is a total of 44 palettes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with 11 of those being brought in this year. So I had 33 last year, and now I have 44. No, I had 32 because I had brought in 11. Yeah. I had 32, now I have 44. With 11 new palettes this year. But that's all the palettes. Sorry there's no swatches, but this would have been a couple of hours long if I had tried to swatch all of those. So that's it. I hope you all have a good holiday. I will do an update after Christmas if anything gets brought in. I know there's at least the 2 blushes that I had mentioned before that I bought that will be Santa gifts. I'm not sure if there's anything else coming in, but I'll do an update, just a quick update with what's new. And then probably not until January, I will do hair care, skincare. I'll probably break it down, shower stuff, morning skincare, and evening skincare, because I keep morning and evening skincare in different places. And then the inventory will be done. But we're done with the makeup. So that's that. I hope you'll enjoy your time, and we'll see you next time. Bye.